Y2KO kick off Raw this week with a highlight reel. The history-making best friends slag off America and say that it was Sin Cara in a Chris Jericho mask last week, and not the other way around. They also rub salt in the wound by mentioning Rollins isn't medically cleared tonight, so he's not going to get any revenge. Upon mentioning Seth Rollins, we get the good old chugga, 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 chug, chug, and Roman Reigns comes out. Reigns stirs the pot between Jericho and Owens. He even manages to goad Owens into a fight later on. Should Roman win that fight, he'll get a title opportunity at Roadblock. As Raw returns live, Jericho and Owens are arguing backstage. Mick Foley tries to get involved and has been trying to get hold of Jericho all week. Jericho ducks him once again by saying he's washing his hands of Owens and leaves. Braun Strowman obliterates R-Truth with little effort. Goldust ends up getting beaten after the match as well, and then Sami Zayn runs in, or then he just gets smashed to pieces too. Foley comes out and tries to put a stop to it. After we come back from yet another commercial break, Mick Foley and Sami Zayn are the only two left in the ring. Fuck knows where Strowman went. Foley says he's trying to save Sami Zayn from himself, and that he can't win a fight against Braun Strowman. Zayn calls him a hypocrite and storms off. Divas, divas, blah blah blah, divas, divas, blah blah blah, divas, divas, blah blah blah, please fuck off. We get another reminder that the 205 Live's starting soon, so there's even more wrestling to squeeze into your week. That obviously leads into a cruiserweight match between Tony Nese and Cedric Alexander. Alexander was distracted by Drew Gulak outside. Nese took advantage and got the win. I like Tony Nese. He's got a great offensive set. He looks good. He sounds good. It's just a shame we've not seen him on Raw for a little while. Well, they found something else they can do really well. Enzo and Cass are really good at being shopping channel hosts. Look at that. They love it. Well done, WWE. It's time for you to pat yourself on the back and stick a modest finger or two in your arse. Congratulations. Chris Jericho bumps into Charles the Dwarf backstage. He says he's going home. He goes to get his driver. His driver knocks the list out of his hand. As he bends down to pick up his list, he stands up and sees Seth Rollins behind him. They fight. He throws him onto a load of cars, and then it ends with Seth pedigreeing Jericho on top of one of the roofs. So we get to the Divas Championship match between Sasha and Charlotte. They both strut around for a little bit. They start a fight. They start with quite a quick pace and then work their way to the outside. Fuck knows what that throw was meant to be. She spun around twice and didn't know where she was going to chuck her. Eventually, they get counted out, until Mick Foley appears. He postpones the match until later on tonight because he doesn't want to see their feud end with a double count out. Cheers, Mick. Lana seems a little wobbly this week compared to last. She was full of confidence when she was aggravating the Canadians, calling them Americans, but she doesn't really know what to say here. She does the usual introduction for Rusev. He comes down, Enzo and Kaz come down, and it seems we've got a rematch from last week, since Enzo and Mara can't leave it alone. The match itself was pretty short. Rusev just knocked Enzo around for a couple of minutes and then booted him square in the nuts. Mark Henry returns after filming a new WWE Studios movie. A part that Titus O'Neil claims Mark Henry stole from him. He grabs hold of Henry's arm, Henry pushes him flat on his arse and walks away. Rich Swann defeats Noam Dar with a beautiful spinning hook kick to the face. The Brian Kendrick was at the announce table during the match. So after the match we had a nice little stare down between them, leading into the match at 205 Live on Tuesday. Swann was actually acting a little special needs during his post-match promo, and he almost fell into a couple of New Day catchphrases too, which was strange, and then he just danced like he always does. Oh, well that was unexpected. Cesaro just did this little pre-filmed bar fight. That was quite entertaining. Showed them drinking side by side, but, talking about not being a tag team anymore. A few people took the piss, and they started scrapping, and they were serving each other drinks by the end. Good times. Despite the obvious outcome, Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens had a great match. They work well with each other and have good chemistry. Owens obviously kept cheating to win where he could and outsmarting and trying to pin down and tire out Roman Reigns. Eventually Roman just hit a spear for the win. While trying to get his breath back backstage, Kevin Owens is questioned about his match with Roman Reigns. Owens claims the only reason that he lost was because he didn't have his head in the game. He was too busy being concerned for Chris Jericho's well-being after being sent to the hospital by Seth Rollins. During a sit-down conversation with Michael Cole, Paul Heyman says that they underestimated Goldberg at Survivor Series. He's also concerned now because Brock has something to prove after being embarrassed. Heyman also announces that Brock will be at the Royal Rumble in 2017 and he'll be looking at taking out Bill Goldberg at any opportunity. Same as last week with the New Day. Devious techniques, they've had to cheat to win to keep the belts. I like that they're trying something different rather than just sailing through easily. Bayley tries to cheer Sasha on, but Sasha doesn't need any of that because, she's hard and shit. For some reason, Sasha reminds us of that time that Charlotte kicked her dad out of the ring and told him to leave the arena. Sasha then decides she's going to dedicate the match to Ric Flair. Total Divas Big Fight Scene Tape 2. As I always do, I'll give credit where credit's due, and although they've had 9,999 matches already, this was a very good match. In fact, this was probably the best of their matches that I've seen. It wasn't perfect. I mean, there was a lot of windmill slapping and squealing in not a good sort of squealing way. A lot of hair pulling still. But the rest of the match, there were some good stiff shots. There were some nice spots. The backflip, obviously, from Charlotte is impressive. As long as you land on your own feet, you don't shin or knee them in the face on your way down. And then after the match, Sasha looks concerned, and rightly so, because she's tired, she's exhausted, she's feeling woozy. Ric Flair's music hits and she hears wooing. Like anyone with a vagina would know, it's time to run away. Rusev was on form this week. Whether it's a feud with Enzo or a feud with Roman Reigns, whether it's just been a tough guy, whether he's trying to protect his wife, Rusev can just do pretty much most of the jobs they've offered him. I personally would have done the exact same thing Rusev would have done if Enzo Amore had been running around my missus, windmilling his cock. I'd have kicked the cunt in the balls too, so I don't know what the problem is. I just guess it's because Rusev's not from around here and you can never be sympathetic towards him. Again, Corey Graves, again, Corey Graves, again, Corey Graves, and once again, Corey Graves. I liked him kicking off at the New Day for pouring cereal over him, and then complaining that he's got pink eye because Big E pulled some of the bootios out of his singlet. Brilliant. Cesaro, pre-film fight scene, quality. Perhaps the new APA, who knows? Kevin Owens had some great banter to Roman Reigns this week. While he had him in his chin lock, he's screaming, "You can't slip out even though your hair's greasy, buddy!" And then he told him to go back to football, or whatever it was that he did. It's just little bits like this that make Owens fantastic. I know a lot of people don't like him because of his physique, you can fuck off. But he loves wrestling, he's great at wrestling, he knows wrestling, so let's all just sit back and enjoy it. And coming in at the back this week is Roman Reigns. Now, I know his promo work is still wooden as fuck, but he's much better in the ring than he was a year ago. He's improved so much, and if he just rides the storm of all this hate and ridicule that he's getting, he'll have all this experience and he'll be one of the top guys there. Hopefully for him, the fans will have sort of warmed to him a little bit as well, so let's see what happens. And let's see who's made the shit list this week. 205 Live. You've not even started yet, but I'm already cautious. Watching the matches on Raw, it's kind of like Total Divas, where the matches are just devices to advertise the main show. They don't really care about what's happening on Raw. They just want to watch 205 Live tomorrow night, and that's it. I'm hoping it's not this way, but there's just a pattern here that's hard for me to ignore. Oh, you diva-y divas, you. Yeah, your main event match was good, but you've still got all the squabbling, all the name-calling, all the squawking, and all the stuff that's affiliated with annoying reality TV shows. I'm sure you've got some lasses that work there that are able to be strong and independent without just adhering to stereotypes and formulas and getting other people's dads to come out and raise the hand to be like, "Look at me shining this shiny trophy, this is worth wanting." Stop plugging SmackDown shit on Raw. Stop it. Emelina's nearly complete. She's had this makeover for fucking what seems like months now. In the past, WWE have shown it doesn't take much for a fucking bird to take a kit off, and that's all Emelina's done, so why is it taking so long? And finally, Big E. Please, just stop fucking doing that dive. Nobody wants to see you get injured. I know you do it at a safer angle now, so you're not hitting them straight on and it helps you roll through, but nobody wants to see it end badly. Maybe just go and teach it to Roman Reigns. And that's it for another week. If you'd like to comment, please follow the link in the description to the Botchamania site and do so there. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, I can be found at Blunt Damage, and if you like the music heard in this, the band is The Colour Fire, and they can be found at www.thecolourfire.com. I'll see you next week.